Okay, Legend of Dragoon. I think this is going to be the final episode of this, which has been pretty long. But that's the nature of these old JRPGs. Is you would start them at like the first day of elementary school, and you're finishing it, and you're moving on to college, and your life has changed, and there's hair places there wasn't before. That's just the nature of these old school games. It took something from you to finish them. I am Albert. Is Uncle Dole in? I have been waiting for you, the gatekeeper. Okay. Waiting for me? Please, go ahead. So I guess Albert was expected, so that's great. Let me go alone from here. I have been waiting for you, Albert. You have been waiting? Then it's simple. You must know the reason why I'm here. You are here to find out the truth about whether I assassinated your father, my brother, and the reason. I would say it was to save Sergio from an incompetent leader named Carlo. My father was not incompetent. He was loved by his people and admired by his vassals. You were a mere 6-year-old back then. How could you know? What was brought on the people by overtaxation and disorder? What can ministers soaked in corruption do? You have been given false truths, so how could you know? Yeah, it's basically, yeah, you were a kid. You lived in a pampered empire. You were completely hidden from everyone else. You were the son of royalty. You did not have a realistic experience of the world that the king at the time was creating. It's a fair point to make, because even though Albert is a king now, people in leadership are usually insulated from the reality of the circumstances, unless they're like getting in there, going to the ground, and like dealing with stuff. But Albert is, to his credit, but he may not have been as a kid. Why would he? Even if it was the truth, you shouldn't have killed him. I guess you won't be satisfied with words. Defeat me to find out the rest. Now, I think we already beat Dole. He was like the first big boss of Disc 1, so outside of this weird temporal like situation we have going on in the middle of the moon, I think Dole was actually dead and has been dead for a while, right? This is just kind of an emotional moment. Okay, I can attack his swords, but not him. Interesting. But unfortunately for this Phantasma version of Dole, my Albert is super high level, so... Uncle Dole, why did you eliminate my father? It's obvious. The people of Serdia wanted me. They desired my power as the true leader. It's not true. What people desire is not power, it's peace. What do you think brought peace? Who do you think brought order and hope back to Serdio? Peace cannot be maintained without power. Uncle, you oppressed people with your power. How much value can we give to such a transient peace? What people need is... I don't need to hear about things like justice or love. Power alone does not solve anything. The ideals and reality are different. Wake up, Uncle. You are so persistent. This is just like a Thanksgiving argument, really, played out with swords. But I think, yeah, because I have my final edition, I seem to be breaking his swords in like one hit. He has really cool armor. I'll give him that. Like, he has stolen some armor from Warhammer 40k. I cannot believe this. How can someone as helpless as you be this powerful? You wouldn't understand this, Uncle. You have had faith only in your own power. What did you say? I'm different from you, and I'm not alone. My friends have always been at my side during the many occasions when I was dispirited. I've overcome difficulties. Haha, silly. That's the response. Oh, you silly, silly child. Oh, you can tell this is translated from Japanese because every now and then you'll get, when I young, my father would often say that he didn't have quite the stature to be king. Without Dole, he couldn't do anything. He also said that it is you who is most likely to take the throne. I can't believe it. That's... What did he see in me? My father trusted in you. If you had gotten together and governed the country, this tragedy would never have happened. Albert, I'm a mere shadow of Carlo. I have no way left but to go forward. Uncle... Okay, so now I'll beat you up. You have no way to go, so I'll just keep on hitting you.
Blossom Storm!
And yeah, cape lasers, right? Like, why not? The lasers have to come from somewhere. Why not the cape? Yeah, outside of like Spawn, the cape is kind of a not as well utilized weapon of destruction as clearly it could be. You know, I guess Doctor Strange is a cape too. Why? Why doesn't my power work? Why am I losing even though my power exceeds yours? Because I'm like super over leveled, bro. For Lavitz, who devoted himself to me and fell. For knights who fell in battle, I have to win for them. Absurd, you are saying I've been wrong. I lost so many people in battle in my times of deep sorrow and despair. My many friends, like Dart, imparted to me courage and strength. I see. You are not fighting alone. That's why I cannot defeat you. Uncle. I've been unwise to become infatuated by power, but I have no regrets, Carlo. The king's last words were, take care of this country and you. We have different ways, but they led to the same intention. As a man who grieves for the country, the rest depends on you. All right. I mean, like, that's really last minute justification. That is like abusive dad never being there for you your entire life, missing all of your appointments, and then being like, oh, well, it taught you to be really self-sufficient, so it kind of worked out at the end. It's like, also, sure, but like, that sucks. That is the crappiest way to justify your actions. Like, it worked out at the end. You're so smart, you figured it out. Like, it probably would have been better with help, you know? It was the sad truth, wasn't it? But the annihilation of the world will generate a sadness equal to the number of living people. I won't let it. I will save both the world and Shauna. We are here for that. I mean, Shauna hasn't come up in a while, but yes, we are saving her. She's one of the people in the world. All right, do we go? No, we don't go this way. Okay, that's not the way. Well, yeah, now I don't know where to go. That's the issue too. The last episode, I know I finished up Kongal and what was it, Rose's special fights that we had to do throughout the moon, but I know we did the other ones in the first time we got to the moon, but now there seems to be potentially things that I have to go find or I am missing. We'll see. I just figured the last time we found Cashel's daughter, the guards moved from the door. And then this time, after dealing with Rose's dragon, the guards at the castle door there had different dialogue. I just think it seems to be that there's like one piece of the puzzle that changes every time we deal with one of these like personal fights. And it's all about finding out what it is. There's a lot of empty rooms though. So I'm kind of thinking something's gonna pop up in one of those spaces when I come back to it. Okay, what's up here? No. Okay, I thought this was gonna be like the space, but maybe not. Maybe I'm missing something in Dole's like fantasy throne room, but it didn't seem like there's anything to interact with, so I don't know. Who knows? Can we just use Psych Bomb X on this? And it looks like Albert needs to go back and use the healer, not the inn, but the doctor. I wonder if they remade this game, would they keep that up, or would they just have healing heals you from statuses and hit points? Like, would they keep it separated? Because I believe, right, Blue Point Games is responsible for an upcoming remake of this title. The same folks who remade Demon Souls for the PS5. They haven't announced what they're working on in like 4 or 5 years, but the last I think there was anything captured in like legal documentation, the rights to Legend of Dragoon were transferred over to that studio. So it would make sense. They're a good studio. They can really pump out the graphics, and if they have a good relationship with Sony, then we can imagine they could get access to the classics catalog, such as Legend of Dragoon. Who knows, though? Oh, is this set different, or have I been here? We'll see. A lot of these guys. That guy's dead now. I guess we'll finish off this dude. Oh, these things have a lot of health. Cool. Okay. Always fun to get spooked when it seems like the game might be broken. Hey, look at this. This seems like where we're supposed to go. What is that? Incredible. I cannot believe there's a palace more beautiful than the Crystal Palace. That is the Palace of the Winglies. It could not be made with human technology. Let's go. The path has vanished. Oh, and Maru just disappeared out of nowhere. Great. Good. I don't think we've seen her one-on-one battle though yet, right? So I have to imagine this is the last one. What are you doing? Oops. Where is everybody? The archangel? No, it's a mathematics problem. This is an archangel. Why are you here? Maru, I know everything. You threw the pride of the sublime Winglies away, and have been with a barbaric humans, haven't you? Archangel, humans are not barbaric. They have many good things, which we Winglies don't have. Like, what are they really like? Because they don't have wings, they can't cast magic, and you can become a dragoon. So realistically, like, humans are kind of empirically worse. Silence. Fine, Maru. I will make you remember the sublime spirit of Wingly. All right. Oh wow, the archangel angle is so small. It's somewhat Greek, which I feel like that is like the top of the sign in the JRPG that something is powerful. Oh, forgot the last hit there. The more like marble columns, the more big white feathered wings, the more places those wings are coming out of. That instantly describes power, which is an inversion from reality, because if you saw a bird and it had like a wing growing out of its chest, you would just be like, oh, I'm so sorry, that's awful. It's probably not going to fly right. But JRPG, you could have 17 wings and they could all be coming out of each other, and somehow they would still be able to effectively fly. To not let you fly just better than birds, but like to conduct battles in the sky with swords and magic. It's just how it goes. No point arguing it. Nope, press the wrong button. Wake up, bro. You have already seen the reality of arrogant and ignoble humans. Archangel. Humans can never be ignoble creatures. They help each other even when they are in trouble, even if they don't know each other. And above all, they have dreams and hopes. Silly. Humans are feeble-minded, even more than you would think. We have to rule them, or eventually they will cease to exist. I don't think so. All the lives in this world are equal. We shouldn't rule or be ruled. Silence, Maru. Like, really, even that, like, the mindset there is, like, kind of not how humans work. You can leave 6 of them in a ditch, come back in a year later, and they'll be 8 or 10. And it's actually probably one of the worst traits of humans. Is we'll be like, everything is awful, and I have to get my food out of the garbage. Might as well bring somebody else into this situation. Like, we have a really bad habit of deciding to keep on going no matter what. And sometimes that's noble, and sometimes it's just like, we should probably give it up. Have you forgotten what we have accomplished? We have stabilized a chaotic world and saved tribes that would otherwise be extinct. Really? Once there was 107 species, and half no longer exist. Our rule prevents the subversion of the world. That's wrong, because there were species that were stamped out during the Winglies' domination. They were meant to be extinct from the beginning. You liar. You destroyed them because they rebelled against the Winglies. Maru, a heretic like you disrupts our ordered world. Shut up. I do still feel like Maru actually has a more nuanced political view than the game gives off. Like, I think she recognizes the implication of like the Wingly, domination and the history of her people probably better than a lot of the humans do, because like she grew up with a society of people who are hiding from the rest of the world entirely because of what they did in the past. But like, her perspective is more about like, we can just give up these dumb ideas of nobility and ruling and where our species should be and just not be dicks instead. Like that's effectively her whole argument boiled down. You are not real. You are as an invented god, so they can justify themselves, Archangel. It's not true. I'm a reflection of your mind. The disdain for humans in your mind created me. It's not true. I don't believe it. Maru, don't lie to yourself. You think you can continue to deceive yourself, playing a fool like that? You fool. Don't tell me crazy things. Yeah, sometimes too, it's like you can have a very verbose and, elaborate argument, and sometimes the more you add to something, instead of getting more poignant, it just gets more diluted. Whereas Maru can very effectively just point at something and be like, that's dumb. And it doesn't go into the details of the circumstance. It's not exactly something you can build a document on based on the detail alone. But it is easier to comprehend than some 57-page manuscript that requires every page to be perfectly understood. Only downside is Maru hits like she's a fly. So this is a long battle. Compared to Albert's, where it's like every single attack triggered the next dialogue, because the game was like, oh god, if we don't put stops in right now, he's just gonna win. Nope, I messed up. That's okay. I love humans. Idor Dart, Shauna, and the others. This is real. Maru. Get out of my... This, it's just kind of odd. Get out of my sight. I love humans. But she's so, like, the same to humans. Like, she can make wings of light. But that's not, like, such a difference where it's like, we're totally different people. It's, you can probably use the same skincare products. You all have hair and eyes and limbs in the same place. It's not like you have, new eyes or different body parts, Maru, are you okay? Of course, I am. Let's go. Yeah. I love, again, I recognize that this is more like personal moments for each of the characters. Okay, this is teleport, cool. But it's kind of funny, she's like, yeah, I just fought the god of my people and manifested in front of me, and I argued for the survival of your entire people, but don't worry about it. I'm fine, let's go. No details required. What is going on here? It is different from any part of the world we've known. Indeed. The places we have been look like places on Earth, but this is a completely different world. Don't tell me. This is the core of the moon? This look is appropriate for the world of the Virage Embryo, the god of destruction, to be born. Let's hurry up. If this is our destination, my dad should be heading here too. I love the implication that, like, the god of destruction is born in a room full of malfunctioning CRT TVs. and they're all turned to channel 3, but you don't have cable because your mom didn't pay the bill, so it's just like a fuzzy screen. Now it's a moon, which is pretty cool. It'd be pretty sweet if I could save, but I guess whatever. We're just gonna hopefully win.
Yes. Go. Go. Blazing dynamo.
Okay. Pretty ominous around here. It's very, I guess the term would be fractal. And I guess it's an interesting interpretation for what the world looks like at a micro level, right? You see a lot of early comic artists from the 60s, like Jack Kirby, for example, when he was doing things like the original cosmic entities of the Marvel Universe. He used a lot of like wacky colors and big spheres and very hard angles and odd brushes whenever he showed these things like a high existential scale power. And it kind of stuck to how the cosmic side of Marvel is displayed. Even now in the movies, that's kind of kept up. The Kirby art and the way of showcasing these beings that may not have a static physical form. And that kind of persisted. And I think it's kind of become the standard almost to a degree. There's a bit of a shame in that. Like, I don't know. You could take it both ways. I really think it depends on you as an artist. Because you could think, my work has been so influential. It's everywhere, and people don't even know they're talking about me. They don't even know they're using the technique I pioneered. Well, there's also, you know, a bit of a shame in that, and just that somebody can be doing something you created and your name is never brought up. So it really depends on how much you want to stand on your own laurels or get direct attribution and accreditation for stuff. But it's definitely been a widespread approach. And there's tons of other things like that too. Like you could say Miyazaki is responsible for a lot of how anime is approached now and how different anime teams and illustration teams are working on things. Even like, you know, the way that you capture a transition scene where you may take from live action and just do a cut. You could instead take from Miyazaki and do a sweeping transition shot where you can take the time to animate the grass and the telephone wires moving, the birds flying through. It doesn't inherently add anything. Like, you're not getting plot details out of that. You're just getting setting. You're getting the world in a more detailed perspective. But that even of itself is probably attributed a lot to how he has approached animation. It's gone everywhere. But you wouldn't inherently see that in an anime and go, oh, okay, that's 100% Miyazaki. You just go, oh, okay, that's this type of cut or a sweeping transition or something. Like, if you do something good enough, it stops being yours sometimes. Unless you're a mathematician, then you can put your name on the algebra or the equation or something. Or I guess, you know, biologists. What is a biology author? It's a new combo career. It's very competitive. But you can like name a new species or a virus or something after yourself. I think there's a mathematician who is so prolific, like he discovered so many things that they had to start naming what he discovered after the second person who discovered it, like autonomously, or re-proved the theorem, just because if it was all related to him. they would name too much stuff after him. It'd be too difficult to talk about all of the math. I have to look up that dude, but I'm fairly certain there is a famous mathematician who's so prolific that is the case. My world, my future, my here? Who is it? My world, my future, my heart. That makes more sense. It is talking directly to our minds. Dart. Oh no, is it Shauna? Yeah, it probably is Shauna, right? Like, we haven't seen her for a while. We know she's important. The birth of the god of destruction. That looks like a god of destruction. What's this? It's a super Virage. I guess he is acting as a gatekeeper to protect the god of destruction. I don't care what is waiting for us. Alright, let's go fight the super Virage. And again, this one looks very similar to the like no damage was dealt. Let's just like rock him with Dragoon. Well, you know, if I get killed, that's fine, but I think I have so much magic resistance, and they all have level 5 Dragoons, so I think before the timer even runs out, I should just be able to do a massive amount of damage. I wonder what's going to be more effective. I'll try. Oh, there's 3 body parts to hit, so actually maybe hitting all enemies is the way to go. Also, I like the animation for the golden dragon, so. I do think the dragon design makes a lot of sense, but not from any like physiological perspective. I don't see the line of evolution, but I do see like the dragons are like the 107th species or something, right? So they came directly after humans. And that makes sense to me, because like if I made some really, really boring things like humans, I'd be like, oh yeah, let's make some dragons that look like tanks, and like let's shove 2 laser cannons in its chest for some reason. Like the design of the dragons in this game is so absolutely bonkers. But then the in-canon lore that dragons were basically created like right after humanity does very much explain their design. And I will hear no other reason for designs at all. Yeah, so over leveled. Like even this end game enemy is like 48 damage. Which is good, because I seem to be messing up all my Dragoon attacks, so. Alright, combo just gets to automatically. That's all. Poor guy has half of his body like cut apart in this resolution, but what can you do? I wanted to see the details of his armor. Actually, like if I could, I probably would have. Like, there's no hooks built into a game like this, right? So I would have to create hooks that look for a specific transition in the code, or a certain transition, like the FPS changing or the resolution changing, or whatever flag internally registers that gone from the overworld to a battle to a cutscene. It would be possible if you could build a hook on those moments to like change graphics options
when you go between those moments. So you could say, up the resolution in battle, or double the FPS, or add anti-dividend in a certain way, and then turn it off when it goes back to the overworld with the 2D backgrounds, because those 2D backgrounds really don't like being modified. But this is full 3D. And I think the original game, like on PS1 hardware, had to downscale these battles to like 15 frames per second. But what can you do? Just be interesting to be able to modify that on the fly. As is, there's no convenient way to do it, and starting and stopping sucks. Was the Super Virage that we defeated in reality Shauna? I don't think so. Why are you so sure? Well, Dart, pull yourself together, man. That was a giant machine. It wasn't your 5'5", 100-pound girlfriend. Chillax. Didn't even have her hair color, man. Oh, you know what? This was the wrong choice. I should have gone back to save. Oh no, there's a save point here. Never mind, it's okay. I just did not know. I'm kind of like, as much as I've really come to enjoy replaying this game, and I feel like it definitely like caught me by the end of disc 2. I was into the experience. I was getting immersed into the characters. I've also been talking about Dark Cloud just so much that I'm like, oh well, eventually when I get there, it'll be fun to revisit those games. It'll be nice to briefly take a break from PS1 games, because I've actually played a lot. Played Mega Man Legends 1 and 2, and now I'm on to Legend of Dragoon. I love PS1 games, and not even just love them, but there are downsides to the old resolution in some cases, or some of the hardware issues where they just didn't expect technology to ever get better, or they didn't prepare for it like they did with, say, the PS2. So it's tougher to go back and fix things, which is kind of half the fun of revisiting old games, but either way. Shauna. Oh god, my dad's here. That's a sentence I never get to say. Zeke, you don't deserve to use spirits. You say it even after this. Oh no, the red-eyed dragon still recognizes you. This is the truth. And the annihilation of the world that is about to occur is the truth as well. Dad, stop it. The power is... It's not generated for that. Everything was born to die. It's the same for spirits or the world. Learn through your body. Okay. I get what he's saying, right? You have to personally experience this to understand what I'm saying. Feel yourself reach defeat and realize that even you, at this moment, at the height of your power, can fail. But what that comes across is just you gotta touch it. I don't know, it feels weird. Either way. Okay, well that did no damage at all. What's wrong with you, Dart? You're so pathetically weak. I'm incredibly over-leveled and have my final edition of max level, but yeah, I'm weak as hell.
Final burst.
Hey, you missed too, man. You suck. Darn, this is my father's power. That can't even hit me because he missed. I'm too strong. Love it. It's my favorite to undermine characters that think they're powerful. I think that's actually one of the reasons that Baldur's Gate 3 is such a good game. Like, I can't spoil anything. It's such a big game that I feel like a reasonable number of people are still in Act 1 or 2. And that's fine. But you wouldn't want to just, like, randomly, unexpectedly have major character motivations spoiled, which actually pretty much everyone I know is still in Act 2.
Rose-Storm!
Like, I'm getting to Act 2 on my second character, kind of beating the game again. But I think the appeal of finding more secrets is very strong. Whereas I like to replay games, and like sometimes it's fun to miss something, because then you get to experience it new on the second time around. Or you can be making more intelligent like choices, so when you arrive at that point, you've kind of like built yourself up for it more effectively. Nah, we all have our own preferences. Hey, there we go. Some actual damage.
Bone crush!
And I kind of just hope that this undercuts the fire damage that he's potentially doing. Because I know these dragon attacks change like the elemental background of the fight. And again, yeah, all these dragons have hands. So it's either like, I don't know, maybe just all the dragons are American, they clearly bear arms constantly. It's just like built in. It would be an interesting dynamic, but yeah, given that most of my characters have like 4,000 health, when one of the final bosses is dealing 100 damage, you know you've done things right. Although it's one of those battles where the boss really likes to use all of his cutscene abilities, so if it's just sitting and watching.
Flame shot!
I'll take a perfect. I don't really, I imagine this guy is like maybe 10, 15,000 health. We're probably getting close. But we haven't really had many like real bosses lately, because a lot of the memory fights that we were having where all the characters saw somebody from their past, those were kind of like scripted and structured. Like I had to deal damage, but it felt like if I just got a certain amount of hits in, the story moment was going to trigger, whereas this is clearly more of an actual boss battle. Nice. Gotta love it when even the most strong attack can't do anything. Yeah, okay, you beat up. Damn, that's... Wow, okay, he's really just like taking turn after turn after turn.
Flame shot.
Ah, that's funny. All that effort, still a miss. And it's a miss on Kongol, too, who, even though I gave him a legend task, is still, like, our lowest magic defense character. But maybe magic defense is only after you've gotten hit or received the attack, and then determining whether it connects is a whole other stat. Who knows?
Blazing Dynamo!
There we go. I'm dealing, like, just short of 2,000 damage a hit, so I have to imagine the fight wasn't going to be terribly long. I actually hope I'd, like, sweep the final boss here. Presumably the God of Destruction. The time has come. I no longer need this flesh. Oh, it's the Brahma guy. Or the Brahma something. It's the Wingly Dictator. Melbu Frama. There we go, that's his name. Which, like, is an intimidating name, but could equally be, like, a Polish grandma. Like, have you ever seen a little old Melbu Frama? Oh, her cabbage rolls are delicious, you know? Like, it works both ways. Okay, I'm glad there's not glitch after that battle, because I know the game can do that. I am the famous Melbu Frama, supreme leader of the Winglies. I've been waiting for this moment for over 10,000 years. Why? You must have been defeated by Zeeg. It's true that the sword of that man penetrated me, but what vanished is only my flesh. I cast a petrifying spell on the man at the same time. I transmigrated my soul to the spirit. The sublime spirit is immortal. How long have you been manipulating my dad? At that moment, I re-entered the light. The first light, after 11,000 years. When the black monster came to Neat, that foolish soul tried to release the power of the Dragoon, without knowing that I was waiting for that moment. So it was then. I was released from the spirit and revived, in order to obtain an eternal body that is proper for an immortal soul. And now, I am becoming a god, because it's a JRPG, and you are contractually obliged to fight a god at the end of the game. It's like a whole labor union issue. Lots of paperwork if you don't. Okay, so he just hot swapped Shauna in what I presume to be some sort of egg. And now he opted to be born at the last moment. So, fun. Is he merging with the Virage embryo? Is he going to be the god instead of Shauna? You are right. I obtained the flesh of the god of destruction. I am the god himself. Ha ha ha. A god? Don't make me laugh. Oh hey, look, Lloyd's here. You're alive. I cannot die with the wrong god still around. Alright, cool. Can we have your sword? There is no space for you in my utopia. Oh, okay. So how is this going to work? Is Lloyd on our team? Hey, Lloyd's on our team. It's just me and Lloyd. That's awesome. Melville Frog.
Whoa. Missed. Over here.
Seeing him speed around is super fun. You forgot our supernatural spirit and pursued your own interest. Unforgivable. Destroy yourself. Ah, it's too much text. Reading no time. You bothersome dragonfly. It's annoying. Crap. That's okay. Wah. Oh no, Lloyd died. Lloyd, why did you have to be such a scrub? You have like kick-ass armor and everything. You have a sword literally designed to kill dragons. And yet, I mean, he's not a dragon. I'm just saying, it's a pretty good sword. What is this? It is the Dragoon spirit of the divine dragon and the Dragon Buster. Are you here to give us this? Don't get conceited. I just ended up here while I was pursuing my own ideal. Yeah, right. His birth will be the death of the world. Hurry up, stop him. Farewell, people who confront the fate of Soa. All right, Lloyd, that's it's kind of you got a cool little fight scene there, but you also like showed up, immediately got your butt kicked, and then you're like, I guess you can loot my corpse. Okay, bye. Like, poor dude. Okay, well, here's my dead dad. He's just been turned into a poor 2D sprite to save on processing resources. Sorry about that. Same with Shauna. Shauna's, she has to be 2D right now. It's part of the affliction of her illness. I was going to give you a little tour, but I ended up coming all the way here. But I was right. I was right in following Dart. I realized it. Maru, you know you're talking to Dart right now, right? In this world, there are lots of people living with lots of thoughts, so that there are lots of fights. But there is happiness and joy as well. This is such an awesome world. I won't let him destroy it. I'm totally ready to go. Dart, you look just like me when I was young. Did you notice? I didn't understand my daughter's pain at all. That's why I drag it around until now. Shauna's the chosen girl. Has the soul to destroy the world. When she discovered it, nobody but Shauna suffered as much. It's kind of felt like she's been asleep since like the start of the disc. So I'm sure it's been uncomfortable, but like she hasn't had to like lift stuff or something, you know? When Shauna comes around, I don't know where we will be. But I know one thing. You are the only one who can ease Shauna's pain. But it won't be realized unless we stop the Wingly who wants to be a god. Now, let's finish it up. I'll pound my secret heart into his fat belly. I like your enthusiasm. I don't even know if God of Destruction has a belly, but I see where you're coming from. Emperor Dole would often say, to make a world where all species are equal, a strong leader is needed. But Kongol knows anybody can make a world where all species are equal. Even you are not Dragoon, Gigantos, Human, Minitos, Winglies, anybody. Anybody having the feeling can do. But Kongol found out anybody can destroy the world too. Gigantos, humans, Winglies, gods, anybody. Kongol found out more than one thing. We can stop him. Dragoons can save the world. Kongol, hero of Gigantos. Kongol doesn't fear God. We can stop him. Dragoons can save the world. I think that'd be great. Like if his whole thing was like, I'm an atheist. This guy doesn't scare me. He's just God, whatever. When I decided to go with you, Queen Teresa told me to learn the meaning of the fate that Zoe gave us. This is what I think. Fate belongs to those who are living. We can destroy the fate that somebody else made up. And this is the moment. Dart, let's do it. Stop him for all living creatures and their fate. Okay. Albert, what do you have to say for yourself in this final moment? We have been together since the moon gem was taken and Lavitz passed away. We have fought, laughed, cried, and walked together all the way here. But we have to end the walk here. For the sake of the goal that led us here. And for the sake of all living creatures. Now let's go. All right, yeah, of course. That's why we're here. That's what we're doing. That's the plan. Hey, Rose, you're the final person. Are you ready? Yes, anytime. Okay, you don't have a lot to say. You're like, you know what? I've been trying to do this for 11,000 years. I am tired. Yeah, I'll prepare really quick just because can I like save? I feel like that's, yeah, I'll just go save really quick. You know, final battle being what it is and all. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I have a bunch of healing items, so I actually feel like I'm probably okay. Oh, and this would have been bad if I went in with this party composition, so I'm glad I'm coming back to save. Everyone looks full health. Okay, on to fight the God of Destruction and presumably beat the game. Okay, let's see how tough he is, or if all my leveling up has made this easy enough. Oh no, I'm happy with this. This is good. I have acquired all. The immortality. And the ultimate power. I am the god who purifies the world. Under the fate determined by Soa, death to those who rebel against fate, death to all life, and may your death bless the new world to which I shall descend. Alright. We won't let you. We are the Dragoons. We are ready to fight against fate. Let's go. But only two of us. Only two, not the whole party. The game won't allow it, so everybody else, put your weapons away. It's not that type of party. It would be nice if for the final battle, it'll let you have, like, the entire cast of characters fight all at the same time. But I understand that that would be a big, like, technical ask of the game. Oh, I have the Divine Dragoon. That's pretty sweet. Okay, there's a lot of tentacles, so maybe I'll just start off with Divine Dragoon and see if I can hit them all with some sort of, like, big attack. Yo. Why can't we have Divine Dragoon dart throughout the entire game? That is the best character design I've seen. Okay, let's hit all of these tentacle things because I just don't want it. Yeah, like he's very cool looking right now. He's very like biomechanical. The one-sided monocle. Oh, the cannon's in his shoulder. This is as like peak like 90s this is cool type design as possible. Like I like it because I like the dragon aesthetics. It is a little bit overboard, but it fits. It's fun for the circumstance. Always fun when the boss just throws you into a cutscene. Good times. I think I'll briefly throw Albert as a Dragoon just to throw a Rose Storm down. He's not going to get more than one turn as a Dragoon, but it's kind of convenient in this case. So we'll just throw a Rose Storm on, try and get 50% damage negation for the next little bit here, and we'll see how much health Mr. Melbu Frama has as the God of Destruction. And I recognize too that he's not fully born yet, right? We are effectively doing the fantasy version of an abortion. You know, he hasn't come to term yet, but we know if we do, he's gonna wreck everybody's lives. So let's fix this before it happens. That's the reality of what's happening. But if he was born, I don't know if he would be like a true god or if he would just be like a very powerful magical entity. And what I mean by that is like, the concept of a real god has kind of gotten watered down over the years, where I don't know if we're all on the same page anymore about what true omnipotence means. Because like sometimes you're going up against God in a video game and you live for longer than 2 seconds, or you can surprise that entity. And something that's like omnipotent, unless you have some crazy, powerful Enochian artifact that prevents the view of gods or something. Like, a very powerful magical entity might need to find you, track you, prepare a spell, send people to hurt you, or something like that. But a truly all-powerful entity can just go, okay, you're dead now, and the sentence alone is enough to defeat you. So very infrequently do we see in fiction and fantasy legitimately depicted gods that are all-powerful. Usually it's just like somebody who's really cocky and is saying they're a god without really recognizing like the implication of that statement, how powerful they would actually need to be. Even in and of itself, the power to prove you're a god is actually a superpower, because like you can debate that, you can say, oh, I have this, I can do this power, I can achieve this feat, these people worship me, whatever. But the ability to indisputably prove you're a god is, in itself, an ability, a feat, or a skill. And not every entity that claims to be a god has the ability to prove it's a god. Very difficult thing to do. And gods have different definitions too. Like if you look at like Forgotten Realms or something, you know, there are gods, and there's like, it addresses one of the issues that I have. If you look at the Forgotten Realms, because it usually stipulates that each of the gods, like Saloon or Shar or whatever, Tyr, all of these gods they exist off in their godly realm, and they can view the material realm. They want as many followers in that realm as they can get, worshippers and clerics and paladins and all that stuff. But they can't directly interfere. They can't put their hand in and smack someone. They have to act through other entities. And then if they do try and act too directly, there's like an over-god called Io. And that god has the ability to smack down the other gods. And that god is truly omnipotent. So really, it would like hurt their feelings, but most of the actual gods in Forgotten Realms are technically just like demigods. Oh, okay, that wasn't cool. Not terribly effective, but worth doing. Cool. Okay, not 100% certain about the implication of that. Oh, I shouldn't have Dragooned again as Albert. I should have let that build up, but whatever, right? It's happened. I guess now, whatever. I'll take the opportunity to drop another Rose Storm. Why not? It's probably ran out, and I will,
Rose Storm!
just take that. Okay, let's not forget to use the Divine Cannon on our final turn here.
Divine Dragon Cannon!
Yeah, that's a decent amount of damage. Pretty awesome. Okay. Can't argue with doing that. Albert, I kind of feel like you should take a heal, so. Dart. Yeah, let's try and get a hit in with you here. Final,
Yes! Go! Go!
I messed up that last hit, but that's okay. Oh, is that it? The first generation. No, okay, now we're on to the final stage, I can only imagine. Oh, that's wonky. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him taking Kongle and putting him inside his chest, but what can you do? Does that hurt Kongle? No, it doesn't hurt Kongle, so...
Blossom Storm! Yes! Go! Go! Blazing Dynamo!
Jeez. The bright side, Malibu Frama doesn't seem to deal a crazy amount of damage. When I say that as he charges up some crazy laser thing. Oh, okay, 840, that's not that bad.
Blossom Storm!
Cool. Haha, miss. I don't really know how I get Kongle back, though. Wow, double miss from the God of Destruction. Not very impressed, Melbu Frama. Maybe you are a Polish Frama.
Go! Blazing Dynamo! Blossom Storm!
Cool. I love the implication of him shooting Kongle like he's a weapon. Pretty funny.
Yes! Go! Go!
Alright.
Blazing Dynamo!
Pretty consistently dealing about 1,000 damage a hit, just short of. But that's... I feel like that's pretty good.
Blossom
Like, it would be
Storm!
not surprising if the final boss, as far as I'm concerned, I'm imagining this is the final boss. If this person doesn't have a crazy high amount of health, like, it would be more shocking. Okay, Kongle's gone again, I guess. Is there, like, something I can do about that? He's clearly not a minor enemy. I don't know, maybe the gravity grabber? That sounds like it could pull something out of someone. No, just its subpar damage. Alright, that's fine. Okay. Well, I guess let's just keep on plugging away.
Go! Go!
Try not to have a
Blazing
stroke based on
Dynamo!
the flashing background moving so quickly.
Blossom Storm!
Can I get a better angle here? Yeah, this is a better angle, I guess.
Yes! Go!
Oh, well. You gonna shoot out Kongle now? No, another laser sword. That's cool. Hey, perfect. That is like, Dart's the right person for Kongle to get shot at there, just because, well, I really have the best defense on Dart. Not only is he the highest level character of the bunch, he has two different, benefits armor-wise. Nice, 1034. That's great. The second generation. This is a very, cinematic fight. Things keep on changing in great ways. The third generation. Did I like skip a section because I dealt too much damage, or what was that? I don't know. Now we're in the fourth generation. I'm imagining of like the world being born. I don't really know what the generations are cataloging. Because like usually generation is like, it encompasses this is a weird enemy. Like a lifespan of a single human, right? Like this generation was when this group of people went from being born to dying and stuff like that. But the generations in like an existential sense where like the world is forming itself, that I don't know if that 100% fits unless people lived in those formative times. But it just looked like, you know, mountains were forming and ethereal forces were finding their place in the universe. So I didn't think there's like Bob walking around being like, oh yeah, weather's really weird today. There are a lot of volcanoes forming, you know? It doesn't seem generational. Okay, did you just throw a planet at us? And it only dealt 270 damage to Dart. I have no mana. Let's fix that. Because I think I'm just going to use that Divine Dragon Cannon when I get a shot. And it would also be nice to throw another Rose Storm on so we're taking reduced damage. I think this boss is the most health of any boss I've seen in the entire game so far.
Rose Storm!
Okay, we'll just attack with Kongle. Dun, dun, dun. What is this thing gonna do? Oh. Of those selectable enemies? Okay, let's use like some spell. I like that we're on the moon, but we can use a spell that allows the moon to set. It's don't worry about it. It's our special mini moon. Oh, okay, well that sucks. Not even really dealing much damage. The biggest like frustration about this is that it's just taking forever. All right, let's fire off some divine dragon stuff. Let's try and do this ball to try and get these two exploding things before they go off again. Nice, that's all I wanted. Yeah, let's just go for a regular hit now with Albert. We're looking at the stars now. Is this a cutscene or is this an attack? Morning has passed. We have gone through a transition of time. Okay. But since there's no other enemies to attack, we'll use the Divine Dragon Cannon. This mode here, where Dart is transformed into a different type of Dragoon, very much reminds me of the Fierce Deity from Majora's Mask, where you get like this really cool option that lets you become like this badass silver version of your character, but you can only use it in like 2 boss fights. And this one, even in only 1 boss fight. I don't even know if you could acquire this prior, right? Because Lloyd's had it up until this point, and he only gave it to us because he died, and we looted his corpse. So it's a cool thing, but it's a lot to like hold on to until the very, very end. But I guess, you know, JRPGs do tend to like to do that. Or even just like some games that want to hold off on some big, powerful moment. I'm thinking like, you know, Supersonic and Hyper Shadow. Same sort of thing. You can't turn into those modes in most of the games of the characters until it's like the final battle and you gotta be cool. I think there's credit to be given to Spider-Man for that. It lets you, like, the new ones anyways with Insomniac, it gives you like really cool abilities like the Venom suit or something, then it's just like, alright, you have it now, go ahead. Ooh, now we're in the 5th generation. We're grass crew. And there's birds. And lizards. Okay. I mean, this game does have the convenience of being like, things are legitimately born from the gods, so they don't have to include evolution if they don't want to. A tree made everything. We know a tree made everything. We've seen the tree. we've seen the eggs that humans were born from. So there is really no point getting all caught up on how things are supposed to be. Yeah, everything just happened and then civilization occurred. Cool. But I love that this battle is being stopped to show us a PowerPoint presentation on like early civilization. It's great. Yeah, this old guy and this young guy, they're laughing. All these people are holding each other. We don't know who they are, but it's emotional because it's fading away slowly. Now there's some dead people. Now there's some anguished people. Were they the people that were holding each other before? We don't know. Now they're gone. Okay, now we're back to biomechanical dragons fighting each other. So, a little bit of a tonal swap there. Okay, and now the god of destruction has another form. That's kind of just like, you know, an old lady wearing a very big hat. That's kind of this boss. Oh, no mana, so I can't use the cool special abilities, but that's alright. Yeah, why not? Let's use the Jade Dragon. I don't know if we can change the elemental landscape of this battle, but if we can, sweet. Granted, it's probably not going to last very long anyways, because this is the last action that Albert is taking as a dragon, so whatever. Yeah, not really great damage, but that's okay. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing had really strong magic defense. Oh, that's great. Okay. Dragoons. Oh, okay. Attack and defense. I didn't get to read that in time, so something about attack and defense. Great. Well, I guess we'll send. I don't know. We'll see what happens when combos. Is Dragoon effects incredibly diminished or improved? I didn't see that. Maybe I can quickly check. Oh wow, yeah, Dragoon effectiveness is incredibly limited. That's good. Well, I feel like taking out these monsters is far more important. So let's try and do that. Yeah, I really wish you could cancel Dragoon mode. But that you can't. I guess it's just part of the challenge, but it's frustrating when you get to about halfway through using it. You're like, I'm done with casting these spells. Such is life.
Yes. Go. Go. Blazing dynamo.
Okay, does that put the thing at least somewhere around half? That's my only hope here. That like killing these little monsters will alleviate the
Blossom
penalty
storm.
being pushed on Dragoons right now. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, he can just straight up kill Kongle. With his 5,000 health, he can insta-kill him. But that's okay. We have a few angels' prayers with us for this exact reason. And Kongle getting back up with half health is still 2,500 health. Oh, that's annoying.
Bone crush.
Blossom storm.
Dragon Block effect expires. Hey, great.
Okay. I don't really understand what's happening where the monster has taken over Darth, but he seems to be helping us.
Storm.
So that's weird. This thing, like, its main move is to summon, like... No, the Archangel. It summoned, like, those angels, isn't it? That's like a reoccurring spell, kind of. Okay, we're just beating up Albert. Poor dude. Nah, darn it. Yeah, I mean, it's cool, but I don't understand why the enemy that the boss summoned has taken over one of my guys and is now helping fight the boss. Like, I must have missed something. Maybe Dart has this ability. Maybe Dart succeeded in taking him over or something. I don't know. Maybe I got really lucky. Maybe like the special when you are taking over that enemy is like a random chance, and there's like a 5% chance to heal your like friends instead of doing something bad, and I just got lucky. Like it could have been that. Let's drop a quick heal just in case, and we have a lot of like heal everybody items, and probably not gonna need them after this. Yeah, that was a really confusing instance. Now Dark's fine and the enemy went away. Like, thanks, bad guy. Nope, there's singing, which in a video game means people are possibly going to sleep. But it looked like instead it just confused them. So mind purifiers. Throw those out. Now we're set, and as long as he doesn't sing right again and invalidate the usage of those items, which looks like he's going to. Oh, is that the end? Is something happening now? No, I don't know. Now we're being swept up in the storm cloud, and it dealt like no damage, so that's cool. Not a fan of the self-attack. That's not super cool either. Well, you know what? I thought it was going to deal a lot more damage, and it really didn't actually do all that much. But I do think it'd probably be best to drop a heal on everyone just in case, because when they're confused, they can hit themselves, and I don't think confusion considers resistances when it deals damage, so it just deals pure damage, which can mean you really hurt your friends. Okay, great. More angels. But this isn't a very effective attack. I feel like the final boss is kind of just floundering now. It knows it is doomed. It is looking at it the final moments. But it's just elongated the process because it confused us.
Yes. Go. Go. Blazing dynamo.
Okay, yeah, let's do this full angel cutscene again. Jesus. And Albert's dead. So that's okay. Ooh, we haven't seen this one. Okay, is it just like an insta-kill, or what's happening here? Very ineffective Hallmark moment.
Yes. Go. Go.
He has to be close, because he's been, like, red for a while now. Oh, hey, look at this. Got a random text message while all this is happening. Maybe it's Melbu Frama inviting me over for dinner. But realistically, I think my number got released like years ago, and random idiots text me all the time. long boss battle, though. Hey, there we go. Now, I swear, if it glitches at the end of this battle, I know it's possible, but...
I have been waiting for this moment.
I kept you waiting so long. I'm sorry.
What?
Dare you? Inferior humans cannot outshine me, a god.
Rose, the time has come. This is the end of our long journey.
Zeke,
Could you come with me?
yes. I will never leave you again.
Dart, you have grown up.
Father?
I couldn't do anything for you as a father. Please forgive me.
But father, we finally met. This isn't fair.
Dart, I'm so glad I met you.
Rose, father.
Go, Dart.
My role has ended. Blaze the way to the future by yourselves.
This is your age to live with Shauna.
What are you talking about? We can all live together.
We were never meant to exist in this age.
No!
My age ended in remote antiquity. Farewell, Dart, and thank you.
Such a shame these cutscenes are so compressed. You can barely tell what's happening. Okay, is this it, or is it a very important scene where Kongo is doing backflips with Paschal? Are credits gonna play? What's the moment here? Because like these are compressed cutscenes in compressed cutscenes. It's cute. This is okay. These are all places from the games. The flowers are happy there. It's great. Birds still exist, so you know it's not all a win at the end of the day. But what can you do? Okay, the Crystal Palace is not in great shape, but people still live there. It's good. I wonder what this is like, did someone record the game themselves? No, because these are clearly cutscenes, right? But I'm just wondering why is the resolution, the aspect ratio, like so canned right now? Nothing else in the game has been like this, so it's like it's kind of interesting. My guess is it is itself a video? I don't know. Clearly the follow-up, though. Everything is fine in a lot of these places. People still exist. Okay, so the Winglies start going and exploring the human cities. I'm guessing that's what this is kind of implicating. They stopped being so hide in their own forest and don't help anyone else. Oh, Albert got married to, oh god, what was her name? There's like 4 daughters, and I've forgotten all of their names, but I guess that means there's a kingdom merger there, so there's no sequel to this game, but maybe he went on to form the most powerful empire in all the lands, because those are the 2 strongest forces. His empire won their war, and hers no longer has any natural opposition. Plus, all of the conspirators have been killed, so politically, very good position right there. Okay, this dart has a desk. Like, that's very important information. But he doesn't have a drinking problem because he leaves his liquor on the desk. So, positive. The trauma of war hasn't ruined his health. That's probably not what's being transferred right now, but... Are those like kids from his town? I'm imagining those are kids from his town, and him and Shauna don't have children just suddenly. And that guy is from like the very beginning of the game, and he had been shanked. So the old man recovered from his stomach wound. That's awesome. Now we just go into regular credits, or what's happening? All black. So I wonder if the game just glitched. Is there a button to press? Is there something to... Well, okay, I guess it's somewhat anticlimactic, but the game must have glitched or something, and I'm not going back to do that entire boss fight just to potentially see some credits. So I'll try and throw that in there, but that being what it is, Legend of Dragoon, really interesting game. I think the first disc, it floats on a few tropes, but it's strong. The addition system is really interesting. It keeps the combat going. By the second disc, you're really just pulled into the story, but there's so much going on that's tough to know what is what and where is who and why do you care. And then by the third and fourth disc, by the time those are coming along, you're so on board with everything, you largely understand the big concept. So it's a game that explains itself pretty well, even if it has some high concept secrets, and is enjoyable to go through. So classic RPG, good old PS1 classic, and I guess that's the end of it. So bye.